Ladies and gentlemen, we are back after a week of no UFC. We got UFC Fight Night Renato Moicano versus Benoit Saint-Denis on Saturday, the 28th of September, 2024. We're going to go through the entire card, starting with the prelims, ending with the main event, giving you predictions and breakdowns through every single fight in the card. And on Thursday, I will be dropping the best bets section for this video. And let's just get right into it. Starting with the first prelim opener of Balaji Oki versus Chris Duncan. I'm going with Balaji Oki. Chris Duncan's kind of one-dimensional style, and he hasn't really proved himself to me for me to pick him. Losing to Manuel Torres by submission is ridiculous, seeing as Manuel Torres literally ragdolled him. Yanel Ashmouz broke his hand in the first round. I'm confident that Yanel Ashmouz would have put him away and won that fight easily. Balaji Oki looks really, really good, man. He looked a little shitty against Timothy Cumbia, but I'm going to go and ignore that fight and just go with the fact that Balaji Oki in every single fight I've ever watched, he looks like a world beater. He looks like he comes in with heavy hands. His boxing is incredible. Chris Duncan always goes for a couple shots and then goes for the takedown. He likes holding people against the cage. He likes holding people and scooping the legs in order to keep them at the cage where he can hold them and win the round. Which I can't blame Chris for that. His nickname is The Problem for a reason. He likes to hold you down. He likes to keep you where he wants the fight at. Especially when Chris gets tired in later rounds, he seems to hold people down towards the cage more often and keep them with all of his pressure against the cage, not letting them up because he likes to rest at that point. But Balaji Oki, I believe, is explosive. He's going to be able to get up. I believe he's going to be able to piece up Chris Duncan. And Balaji's been to enough decisions where I'm confident that he'd be able to keep it up for 2 rounds and then lean on the third where he can give it away to Chris Duncan and win 29-28 on the scorecards. Oki does have the hands to put Chris Duncan away. I'm just not sure that Chris will be put away. I feel like Manuel Torres would have put him away. I feel like, lesser guys would have put him away. Charlie Campbell's also a very fantastic striker, and he got put away by Chris Duncan. So I'm not too sure about where Balaji Oki lies in terms of props, in terms of like submission or knockout, but I really like him to win. I think he's a great prospect, especially at 155. The lightweights are looking really stacked nowadays, and I think Balaji's a really good addition to UFC, especially seeing as there's not a lot of Belgian fighters in the UFC at all. I don't believe. I think there's maybe like 2. Next on the prelims, we have Nora Cornol versus Jacqueline Cavalcanti. Now, I do not like picking fighters who have fought 2 cards in a row. Well, at least close together. And this is a little too close for me. 1 month ago, Jacqueline Cavalcanti went to a split decision against Josiane Nunes, which I thought she lost that fight 2-1. She was gassing out in the last 2 rounds, which she tends to do. Jacqueline Cavalcanti has a big problem with her gas tank. The last 2 rounds are always the toughest for her. Nora Cornol looks like a fucking beast, bro. She has hands for days. She doesn't gas. She looks like she's always throwing them. Jacqueline Cavalcanti's going to have a fucking problem. Her best win being Zara Farron. Fuck off. Okay, Josiane Nunes literally beat her. I do not rank Jacqueline at all. She's fighting too close for comfort, in my opinion, getting punched in the face by a 5-foot fucking midget multiple times. Dude, you have a concussion. You got to have something, right? You got to have, it's not like you're fucking perfect. So she's probably still suffering some signs from that. Melissa Mullins' KO from Nora Cornol looked insane. She looked like a fucking beast. She kneed the shit out of that girl. She was like stunned midair. And then she ate 2 head kicks, shin right to the fucking chin. Nora just looked like she did not give a shit. Looked like she was going to end the fight and kill the girl if she had to. And I'm going to pick Nora Cornol to win this fight. I just think, especially if it goes to a decision, Jacqueline Cavalcanti does not... Dude, just because she's Portuguese, they're giving her these fights. It's actually unbelievable. Like, you don't need Portuguese fighters, bro. Get rid of her. She lost that last fight against Josiane Nunes. Go rewatch the fight. I don't care what anyone says. Nora Cornol is going to beat the shit out of Jacqueline Cavalcanti. Jacqueline might hold her down for a round in the first round. After that, Jacqueline's going to gas, and Nora's going to beat the fuck out of her. I think it's going to be 29-28 Nora Cornol. That seems pretty easy. Nora's more experienced. They're in France. They're in home territory. Tends to be when they're in France, the French fighters fucking go off. So, oh, I'm getting a text. You know what? We can ignore it for... Okay, that's a lot of text. Perhaps that is my sister. It doesn't really matter. We can ignore that for now. Okay, we have Daniel Barez versus Victor Altamirano. I do not like Daniel Barez for a reason, and it's just... He looked a little weird against Rafael Filo. He comes from a good camp. Antrim is... very nice. These Spanish fighters are very, very nice with their hands. He's very good in the boxing. But against Rafael, he gassed really quick. He threw incredible body shots. Probably had an adrenaline dump because Rafael dropped twice. He was really, really hurt to the body. Rafael got hit again, but he was standing up. He was eating the shots, moving away. And then he kind of figured that he should just go at Daniel Perez, and he did. And as soon as he started going at Daniel, it's almost like Daniel was like, oh shit, I lost. Like he kind of gave up. He looked like he started to wilt. He looked like he didn't know what to do. And I don't know why, because he looked so strong in the first 2 minutes that I was really confident Rafael Filho was about to get knocked out. He looked really, really good. Victor Altamirano, on the other hand, is a fighter that can go 3 rounds. He can mix it up if he really needs to. His boxing's really good. Like, he's not terrible. His grappling's subpar. Like, he's not bad. Daniel Perez is probably going to lose to Victor Altamirano. Arguably, Victor Altamirano won his last fight against, who was it? Felipe dos Santos, who's robbed a couple other people, who looked like shit in his last fight, who has no cardio. He's a round and a half of cardio. Daniel Perez looks like he has 3 minutes of cardio, and because of that, I'm hesitant to even pick him. I'm hesitant to even look towards him. The UWC, I don't even fucking know what that is. What is this? It's on Fight Pass, so it has to be ranked at least something. Ultimate Warrior Challenger Mexico. Or Challenge Mexico, excuse me. Jesus Christ, this guy's the champ. He's 11-2, and this is the challenger. He lost the belt at 8-7? Oh my god, what is this division? What is this trash? Who's he beating here? 15-16? That's nice. 7-14? Yeah, no. Daniel Perez, especially watching the Rafael Filho fight, I ranked him pretty high for those first 2 minutes. If you think Victor Altamirano only has 2 minutes in him, you pick the side of Daniel Perez. I think Victor Altamirano has 15 minutes. That's the side I'm taking. Next on the prelims, we have Aline Perez versus Daria. We're going to try this. Daria Jelezniakova. We're going Aline Perez. Perez is just better. She looks phenomenal. She's fought some girls in the UFC for 2 years now. She's fought way better competition than Daria. I think, especially watching tape, Aline Perez can dictate where she wants the fight to be. If she wants it on the ground, she'll take girls down. She's very good in the wrestling. She doesn't look like a bitch, you know. She has a lot of she's on the bigger side of 135 too. She has a lot of weight to her. Her thighs are fucking huge. She just looks like she's able to wrestle really well, and she's been able to keep it up the last couple times I've watched her. So if you think Daria's going to be able to keep it standing and keep her hands in motion, you pick the side of her. I just think Aline Perez is going to take her down, wear her down on her, and then beat the fuck out of her on the feet. Probably 30-27 for Aline Perez. Fighting out of Miami, Florida. This girl is a fucking savage. She's probably going to be ranked top 10 next time round. Or I guess, no, this girl's ranked 27, probably number 13 or number 12. She just looks better. I don't rank Daria at this point. She's fought girls in fucking buttfuck nowhere. And Monster at Rendon is not a fighter I give a shit about. She looked like shit in that fight. Next on the prelims, we have Taylor Lapulus. This is versus, Jesus, I can't even talk. Taylor Lapulus versus Vince Morales. We're going Taylor Lapulus. Looked really, really good on the feet in his last 5 fights. All the way back into Aries FC. Cody Stamann fight. I thought Stamann was going to be able to take Lapulus out in terms of the grappling, probably wearing him, hopefully take him down and keep him away from that stand-up. Didn't happen. Vince Morales, like, dude, he's fighting in Tough Enough, Risen. He's fighting guys I've never heard of. He's fighting guys that seem like they have half-decent stand-up. It's just like, you don't know until you watch, right? And if he's rated the number 1 bantamweight in the U.S. West, and I've never heard of this fucking guy, how good can he be? He's 33 years of age, and he's coming back to the UFC after a stint where he looked like shit. Lost to Miles Johns, lost to, who's that other guy he lost to here? Jonathan Martinez. He got beat up, got knocked out by who? Chris Gutierrez with leg kicks. He's the only other guy to knock out Louis Smolka. Overhand left, wasn't too bad. But that being your best win in the UFC, that being your best win probably on your record, other than these regional guys who we have no idea who the fuck they're about and who they're fighting, to be, 11-4. Like, he lost to Brian Kelleher. This guy was in the UFC. I don't even know this guy. Oh, I do know Hunter Azure. Never mind, I take it back. Beating Hunter Azure is not too bad, but Hunter's like on the downfall. He's been on the downfall ever since he left the UFC. I didn't even know he was still fighting. But Taylor Lapilus, really good in the striking. Not going to let Vince take him down. I don't think Vince wants to take him down anyway. This is going to be a stand-up fight in France. Again, home advantage. He just has longer reach. He's going to utilize that jab, and I think he's going to pump the fuck out of Vince in the nose. 29-28 is my prediction. I think Taylor's got a bit of a problem with the gas tank. Still looks good all 3 rounds, though. But again, a bit of a problem. Ludovic Klein versus Roosevelt Roberts next on the prelims. Ludovic Klein, Roberts is on his way out. I'm not even going to try to say Roosevelt. Okay, Roberts is on his way out. Plus 550 underdog. I mean, there's no point in betting this fight if you're even touching it. Like, he just looks like shit, bro. I don't even know why this guy's back in the UFC. I don't know how he got back. Ludovic Klein's a fucking demon, bro. This guy takes you down, he holds you, beats the fuck out of you, ground and pound, moves you, like tries to submit you, and then he'll beat the fuck out of you on the feet, and then he'll drop you again. Like, it's like, Jesus. Like, this guy has so many ways to win. Klein has so many ways to win. He can do whatever he wants to. And Roosevelt Roberts is not a guy I think that can overcome that. He's not a guy that I think that can overcome the greatest depths of hell that he's going to be. And Ludovic Klein is 5'7". This guy's 6'2", and that's the only thing this guy has going for him is that Roberts is going to have the fucking height advantage. But if Klein gets you on the ground, how are you going to get up? You're going to get up with a fucking dude who's going to collect your legs. He's going to sit on top of him. He's going to probably move to mount or move to knee on belly or something, like, or in half guard. Even in half guard, Roberts isn't getting up unless he's got the cage. There's no way. Roberts, like, he doesn't look like a guy who's going to be able to deal with Ludovic Klein's pressure. I think Ludovic Klein might be able to knock this dude out, to be honest. A lot of body work for Ludovic Klein. He likes to work that shit. He's got a lot of nice kicks. AJ Cunningham fight was indicative of that. I mean, that guy was on short notice. He looked like shit. But he's a decent fighter. It's just he took some punishment, you know? And Ludovic Klein's not normally a guy who gets knockouts, but against Roosevelt Roberts, I mean, anything can happen, right? After yawning, we have next on the prelims Umar Sy versus Dawoon Jung. I'm going Umar Sy. Sy's the type of guy that just wants to take you down, hold you, beat the fuck out of you. And Dawoon Jung is not a guy who I think is going to be able to explode out of it because they're so big. They're 6'4" each. These boys weigh a lot. The reach advantage is on the side of Umar by like 6. He's just going to jab him up and then just run for the takedown. And if Dawoon Jung can get away from it, this fight's going to automatically go to a decision if he doesn't finish him in the first round because I don't think Umar Sy has very much cardio. In his other fights, he has gone to decisions, but he doesn't look the greatest at the end of them. He looks very fucking tired. I mean, these guys are big, right? They're cutting to 205, 206. Like, these guys are huge. Dawoon Jung lost 3 in a row. Carlos Ulberg submitted him, 3rd round, 11 seconds left on the clock. Tap. No one saw it. He pushed through it, so I guess it must have been a scared tap. Like, he might have saw some lights going out, and then they came back after Carlos adjusted, but he was able to fight through it. Like, he tapped, but they didn't call the fight. No one saw it, right? Who else did he lose to here? Devin Clark. I mean, that loss is fucking wild. Devin Clark took him down, was beating the fuck out of him in the first round, was holding on to him, was able to just keep him where he wanted him. He did get taken down in the 3rd round, but Clark got up. Dustin Jacoby knocking you out. I mean, hindsight 2020, holy fuck, dude. What's going on here? You know? Jung's probably going to lose, plus 350. I wouldn't take that side even if I had $100 million. Sy by sub's probably your best bet. Jung's pretty tough in the sense that he will want you to sub him before he gets beat the fuck up, but he'll take punishment. He's not a bitch. Dawoon Jung's very, very... He's decent in the stand-up, man. Like, he looked like shit in his last fight, but the fights before, he looked insane. Like, he looked half decent in the first round, right? Especially against Devin Clark. They were having a fucking war at the start. And he's only 30, man. He still has time to improve. I like the side of Umar Sy, undefeated France. You know what it is. If they're gonna rob him, they're gonna give it to the Frenchman. Top of the prelims, we have Ion Kutalabe versus Ivan Ursulin. I'm going Ivan Ursulin. I can't pick Kutalabe, bro. This guy pisses me off every fucking time. If he's a round 1 or bust. He's a Terrence McKinney of the 205s, right? He's a bum fighter. And if Ivan's not a bum, he's not gonna get knocked out. And he's fought some decent guys in KSW. Just a Russian fighting organization. Kutalabe just fucking makes me sad, bro. This guy just fucking looks like shit every time. Paints himself green, screams in the mic, says he's gonna fucking murder someone, he's gonna kill them, and then he fucking does nothing, okay? He pisses me off. Ivan Ursulin, Looked half decent. These guys will go to war. I don't think this is going longer than 2 rounds, but either way, one guy's getting knocked out. I just think it's probably Kutalabe. I'm sick of this dude. Just get him out of the UFC. Like, I can't be asked at this point because I pick him every fucking time. I picked him against Philip Lins. I thought he was going to knock him out. I picked him against Kennedy Ninjitsuku. I fucking did not pick him against Johnny Walker, but, you know. Ivan Arslan doesn't look too bad. I just haven't seen him against high level competition. I mean, the last guy he fought, Bogdan Gnitko, he's not terrible, but again, they're not fighting the high level competition that these other guys are fighting, right? So, like, the UFC's different, right? Bellator's different. One's different. Jungle Fight's different. They're all different. KSW, it's pretty good though. They're not super terrible. Start of the main card, we have Faraz Zaim versus Matt Frovola. If you guys enjoy this, make sure to drop a like, drop a sub. Helps me out during this time so I can get inside the algorithm. But I'm going with Faraz. Am I? This line shifted a lot, eh? This was a minus 220. Wow, eh? Fuck, man, I might be picking Matt Favola. Dude, a win over Jalen Turner, Ottoman Azatar, Drew Dober. Like, fuck. Okay, yeah. I'm going Matt Favola. I changed my mind. I'm going Matt Favola. I was going to pick Faraz Zaim because he's really good in the boxing. I think he has a lot more longer stamina than fucking Matt Favola. I'm worried that Favola is going to rush Zaim and Zaim is going to wilt. Because Zaim is the type of guy that does not like pressure. He does not like pressure. This is not a guy who deals well with extreme pressure. He doesn't deal well with guys who just don't give a fuck and don't respect. And Matt Favola is a guy that doesn't respect. He's a guy that likes to run at you. He likes to throw hands. He wants to knock you out, and he's going to do everything in his power to do that. He just excels at that type of the game. Benoit Saint-Denis took him out with a head kick after they were having a bit of a war. But those 3 fights before, bro, those are fantastic wins. Drew Dober doesn't get knocked out like that, you know. Like these are, you have to understand, these are very powerful hands we're talking about here. Matt Favola, he can take out anyone. And Faraz Zaim is a very hittable guy. And now that I think about it, Faraz Zaim might be backing up with his chin up in the air after throwing a couple jabs. He might get fucking chinned. And I think that might happen. Motherfucker's name is Smiler Killer, but he hasn't met the steamroller. I don't think Faraz can knock him out. I think Favola is very live for a knockout. I'm just not sure if Favola has the type of distance to go over 1.5 rounds. So if you're on the betting side, I would stay away from that. I think Favola is a good money line pickup, though, just in case he gets a submission victory. But I think Favola is really live for a knockout here. I think he's going to be able to run Faraz Zaim down. But let's move on. Next on the main card, we have Morgan Charrier versus Gabriel Miranda. I'm going Gabriel Miranda. Morgan Charrier fucking pisses me off when I watch him, dude. I don't know what the fuck I watch when I watch this guy. A lot of the hype comes from the fact that this guy is very popular in France. Again, this is a fucking long shot, okay? I'm dumb too, okay? We're not all smart. But Cage Warriors champ, bro, I just don't, like, fuck off. Cage Warriors recently, bro, these guys have been losing a lot, okay? The fight against Shepe, there's a lot of hype on this dude, bro, against Shepe. And Shepe's fucking nice with it. He's nice with it. He was an underdog. Fuck you, he was an underdog. How, man? And the guy he beat, Manolo Zacchini, short notice, Italian fighter, like, that was his first one in the UFC. These guys, like, there's a reason why this dude's fucking signed, okay? Like, these guys are different, okay? This is also a dude who took 2 rounds, took some fucking punishment from Benoit Saint-Denis. Morgan Charrier is not knocking this dude out. I don't believe it for a fucking second. I think he has a lot longer stamina than some of these other guys in the UFC. He's not a bitch, bro. Gabriel Miranda is a guy not to be fucked with. Very good in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, very good on the back, very good in the takedowns, man. His ground game is high level, very high level. Morgan Charrier does not have that. He has the hands, he has the Muay Thai, and I think Gabriel's going to be able to take advantage of that. I think if he gets him to the ground, he's going to be able to fucking submit him really quick. And I like Miranda by submission. I'm going to stay away from the side of Charrier just because until this guy proves that he can beat a subpar opponent, That's not fucking Zucchini. Also, this shouldn't have been a split decision. It should be Shep 29-28, but until I see it, I'm not going to believe it. Next on the main card, we have Kevin Jose versus Brian Battle. Going Brian Battle. I think Brian Battle's a fucking beast. I think this dude's an absolute world beater. The line opened close. Brian Battle was a plus 120. He is now a minus 200 favorite. The line has been heavily favored. A lot of love from Vegas. I can't pick Kevin Jose, man. It's just Kenan Song, like whatever, bro. Kiefer Crosby, fuck off, man. I need to see something better from these guys, and Brian Battle's better. Brian Battle's better, man. Like Ange lose a fight, fuck. Like you're blind and you're not blind, right? You bitch at the end of it. You know Brian was gonna knock you out. He was close in the first round, right? AJ Fletcher took him out. Gabe Green took him out, man. These are guys who are strong. Rinat Fakhretdinov. I understand why you lost. Rinat's a fucking animal, man. He's an animal. He still took into his decision. He's not letting these guys take him over. Takashi Sato. Shit, but I'll take it. It's another KO victory. Like these are victories that build up his confidence, that build up his momentum, build up his skills, his skill type. He's doing everything perfect. He's got ground. He's got ground and pound. He's got against the cage. He's got whizzers. He's got rotates in the clinch. He's got fucking hands. He's got kicks. He's got head kicks. He's got elbows. This guy's got it all. And I'm very impressed by Brian Battle. I think he's going to be a phenomenal person at 170. I think welterweight's a little too heavy for him. I think he could be a little bit smaller. I think this guy wasn't he named Pooh Bear before? Brian Pooh Bear Battle? The Butcher. I don't fucking remember. Bro, maybe I'm high as shit. I don't remember. But Kevin Jose is not a guy that I think is going to be able to overpower Brian. I think Brian is that guy. I think Kevin's going to learn that really quick. I think the 2 wins in the UFC are half decent, but I think this is where he's going to learn. Brian Battle for the victory. Next on the main card, we have William Gomis versus Jordanson Brito. I'm not even going to talk about it. Brito's going to beat the fuck out of this dude. He's going to overwhelm him. William Gomis is not going to know what to do with this. He has not fought a guy that has overwhelmed him yet. At least to a point where I've been confident. Oh my god, Morgan fucking heel hook this dude? Holy fuck. Jordanson Brito is a fucking animal, dude. Who did he knock out? Yeah, that's what I was talking about. This guy has a win over Diego Lopez. You gotta rate that like fucking here. Like fucking way up there. Dude, Jack Shore, Jonathan Pierce, Weston Wilson. Weston Wilson's not even bad, bro. I don't even mind this guy. I genuinely don't even mind this guy. I had him against Jekka too. I don't know who didn't pick him against Jekka. You're fucking stupid. Weston Wilson's good, man. Phenomenal on the ground. Phenomenal. Jordan Brito shuts all these guys down, and he's going to do the same with William Gomis. It's just... There is no world where I see Gomez getting through 3 rounds with this dude. I just see him getting finished either way. Brito's going to be in the top 15 for sure. At 145, he looks like he can definitely hang with the top guys. Gomez looks like he needs a couple more years. He looks like he needs to work on some things, needs to work on his ground game. He has nice hands. His boxing's not too bad. Brito's got the hands that you don't want to fuck with, bro. And Brito being a smaller fighter, man, he's going to look to be inside that clinch distance where you do not want to need an overhand left or right from this dude. This dude fucking swings from the hip, and he's really clean with it, keeps his chin tucked, and he's just going to deal with William in a very fashionable way, I think. Co-main event of the evening, Nasruddin Imavov versus Brendan Allen. If you guys enjoy, again, drop a like, drop a sub. Nasruddin Imavov, it's not even close. Brendan Allen... I thought he lost against Chris Curtis that last round. The only reason why anything happens because Chris was really hurt in the last 10 seconds. He blew his leg, I think, completely. And Brendan Allen ended up winning a split decision. I like Nasruddin Imavov for sure. Took Sean to 5 rounds, lost, but looked impressive in that fight. Looked like he had a lot to offer. Just knocked out Jared Cannonier. Early stoppage, I thought. Roman Delidzie, who's shit in my opinion. I fucking hate that guy. Joaquin Buckley. Before he moved weight. He looks impressive. He looks very good. Most of his skill set comes from his hands, but he can mix it up. Brendan Allen's also a guy who wants to get it to the ground, so I think he's going to want to force it on the feet. But Brendan Allen's definitely going to be looking for the takedowns. I just think that Nasruddin Imavov's going to have to take down defense to deal with it. And I think Brendan Allen in the stand-up has a lot of problems. I think he gets hit a little too much. I think he's very open to strikes. I think uppercuts are really nice. And I think Imavov's going to be able to utilize his sniper game when it comes to Allen and his chin being wide up in the air. The only way I think Allen can win this fight is submitting him, and I don't think Imavov's going to get to the ground. I think Allen's going to have a tough time even being able to lock his hands together, especially because Imavov's such a big fucking dude. But I guess we'll see, we don't know yet. Main event of the evening, we have Renato Moicano versus Benoit Saint-Denis. I'm going Benoit Saint-Denis by knockout. Renato Moicano would have got knocked out by Jalen Turner if he followed up. He did get knocked out basically by Rafael Dos Anjos. He got knocked down multiple times, and he did get knocked down by Drew Dober, I believe, at one point. These are dudes who just have very powerful hands. Renato is very chinny. He's been knocked out so many times, man, and Benoit only looked like shit in his last fight because he had staff, right? We all knew that coming in. This guy's choking out Bonfim, knocking out Frivola, knocking out Moises. I don't see a world where Benoit Saint-Denis doesn't take this dude into deep waters and doesn't take this dude out. I don't think Moicano can make it 5 rounds with the likes of Benoit Saint-Denis. I like him for knockout for sure. Moicano's decent, man. He's in his prime, but it's just, you know what it is. It's tough for me to pick him, man. He's been in the UFC so long. He's a journeyman at this point. He just got ranked 10 in the UFC, and Benoit is looking to take that from him. He wants that gold, man. He's looking for it. Dustin Poirier swept that dream from him early on, but he fought it sick, man. He had to. He needs the money, It is what it is. I believe it's on the France card too, right? Or something like that. No, it was in Florida. My mistake, guys. I'm stupid. I believe he has fought on a France card, though. That's why I was thinking that. But I think he took it because short notice? I don't remember what it was. There was a reason why he took it, though. I remember him saying. I don't remember the reason in the media. I'll have to look at it and update. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure you drop a like and a sub. Drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think down below, and let me know what your parlays are for this week. It's a fantastic card, dude. It really is stacked. I think it's one of the better fight nights we've had this year. I just wish we would have got to have a couple more fights. I would have liked to see Nicholas Mota fight Ludovic Klein too, because I think Mota's got the power to do something to Klein. It would have been nice. But that's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully you guys enjoy, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.